Of course it is.
That's the woman who's now charged, along with her husband, for failing to care for more than 350 dogs found on the property of their Allegan County home. The couple appeared in court less than an hour ago. We've been digging into their past all day long and finding out this isn't the first hoarding problem for the pair. We'll head to the live desk with what we found on that in just a minute. But first, let's go to 24-hour News 8 Steve Kelso, live at the Allegan County Courthouse now with more on what happened there today. Steve?
Yeah, good evening, Sue. Failure to provide care for 10 or more animals. That's the official charge here tonight for George and Cheri Burke. They both were arraigned just about 45 minutes ago here at the Allegan County Courthouse. The charge is a felony, and it could net the pair 4 years in prison and $95,000 in fines. This all stems from an April 5th complaint to the county's Animal Control Unit. Then, on April 9th of this year, Officer Tim Halstead went to the couple's Grand Junction home. In court documents I reviewed today, Halstead said that Cheri Burke took him into a building where the smell of ammonia was so bad that his eyes began watering immediately. He said there was about a foot of feces on the floor and the dogs had obviously been abused. Now, this is not the first time he had been to that house. In October of 2010, he issued the pair 3 tickets for unlicensed dogs, and even then, there were signs that the situation was getting out of hand.
He did have some concerns that the numbers of dogs she had were starting to get larger, and that at the time, the conditions weren't anything like the conditions were or we encountered earlier this week. And I looked at that time that she was able to maintain and care for them appropriately.
Both Burkes will be back in court on April 25th. Both have asked for court-appointed attorneys. Their bond has been set at $5,000. Coming up tonight at 6, I stopped by that animal shelter today where we found a much less chaotic scene. We'll have more of that tonight at 6. Right now we're live in Allegan County. Steve Kelso, 24-hour News 8.
Thank you, Steve. 24-hour News 8's Lindsay DeWitt continues our team coverage on this story from the live desk. And Lindsay, we're learning a little bit more about Cheri Burke's history with hoarding.
Yeah, Brian, we found out that this is not the first time that animal control officers have expressed concern about the number of dogs that were in Cheri Burke's home. In fact, it happened 6 years ago when she was living in Grand Rapids. Kent County animal control officers were called to her home on Elizabeth Avenue in May 2005. She told them she had 75 dogs and promised to get rid of some of them. A little more than a month later, animal control returned and found out she was about down to 45. But in September, animal control found the number of dogs had grown once again, 52 dogs and 45 puppies. Burke was cited for failing to obtain a kennel license and paid a $390 fine. She moved out within the next year. So why couldn't animal control officers do more about this when they found them? Well, it turns out Grand Rapids doesn't have an ordinance governing how many dogs can be in a home at the same time. We're told citing Burke for failing to have that kennel license was the only thing that they could do. At the live desk, Lindsay DeWitt, 24-hour News 8.
So far, at least $13,000 has been raised just online to help the Allegan County Animal Shelter care for those dogs. That doesn't count other donations of money and supplies that have been coming in since the dogs were rescued Monday.
It's so super exciting, but I beg if you can even find it a little bit in your pocket to keep those coming. I know it's a big number and people are thinking, oh, that's good enough. It's not, but I thank you for anything and everything that you have done, even the little prayers at night or the thought in your brain while you're having cereal. Thank you so much.
You can still donate. We've got that information. Just go to woodtv.com.